that you block yourself from being able to see anything they do wrong because you don't want to think less of them, and you're obsessed with the thought of who they could be. Six to one. That was a hell of a countdown.
6-1. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Almost Cool. I'm Marty, and that's Hooter over there.
Hello. I'm over here.
Absolutely. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man. I had a fantastic little work meeting, quote unquote, where we just kind of tried some different wines, and then here we are. Yeah, it got very unprofessional towards the end of it.
I hate you. Dude, that restaurant just sounds like a dream. Like, you got Gordon Ramsay's cousin. I don't know if that's true. But...
Gordon Ramsay's cousin. His second
making
cousin
food out
8
there?
times removed across the pond, yeah.
That's amazing. That's, I don't know, it just seems like a dope spot for the second, you know?
It really is, man. I really like it. How you doing today, homie?
Dude, I'm fantastic. Working in this flower shop for the week. Everyone's super mellow. It's like, honestly, it's not about the job there. Like, I'm cleaning flowers and stuff, but I was telling you earlier, it's just so fun. Everyone is just joking around all the time. It feels like I'm hanging out with friends, but getting paid for it. And I was like, wow. And everyone is like on the ball. Like it's such a good flow. Everyone's actually doing the jobs that they need to do, but everyone's just bopping around. So I'm having a good week. It's been super mellow.
Hell yeah. That sounds great. Pedal to the metal, baby.
Pedal to the metal. It's been good. It's like settling Philadelphia for me a little bit, like bringing it down to earth, because I've been just, oh my god, I'm here, you know. But like, get back to work and like meeting people here and having some, you know, forming some good friends and stuff. It's like, I don't know, it's coming along. It's good.
Hell yeah. Been falling in love recently, man?
No. I mean, I've been having fun, but
honestly, I was trying to transition into the topic.
Oh my god. He like fishes out. Martin doesn't hook. Like, it's like, nothing. Just, I'm a vegetarian. No, that's so funny. No, seriously, but the topic of today is the main topic is you mean more, I mean more to you than you do to me.
Yeah.
And I mean, you mean more to me than I do to you.
Yeah.
Right?
It's kind of the flip side of one person thinking so much of the other person when that person does not reciprocate those feelings.
I think this is like signs, it's like a high key conversation, but it's described as discrete things like red flags. You know what I mean?
So?
Like,
what do you mean?
Like,
what do you mean?
This topic, like, it's blatantly obvious. Like, when people are like, "Oh, I like you more than me," it feels like whenever you hear of like toxic boyfriends and girlfriends and vice, you know, all this different. I feel like you're like, oh man, they've been like, I feel like it's blatantly obvious that they like you like them more than them because the efforts you're putting in, but they're described as red flags, and it's like this discreet secret thing that you have to like. It's hide the keys and stuff, or like find the, you know, the nitty gritty. It's like, no, I don't. So it's like misconstrued sometimes with.
That's so bad. That's so bad. When you see it in other people, like in another couple where one person obviously is way more into the other person. Yes. And it's like, dang, like y'all just need to tell the truth and cut this off, man. Like, what's happening here?
Like everyone, you guys would be, I know not right now you wouldn't be happier, but.
No.
But it's so easy, you know, it's so easy to notice it for somebody else, you know, but
you're not wrong.
I think
you're not wrong.
Because I'm thinking, I'm going back through of like who I considered my, you know, serious girlfriends in my life. Like I think it was, at least in my eyes, I feel like most of the time it was pretty mutual until it got to the point where I started to drift feelings for, and like vice versa for that person, you know?
Right.
Like I think it
Right.
happened organically where we were like, oh, well, like it wasn't like the whole time. Like I think it was like an equal like interest, and it was like, oh,
Yeah.
we're like hanging out. This is great. We both really like this. We're both really into it. And then somewhere along the line, it like the spectrum falls. We're like, you know, we start learning more about each other. We're not vibing. So one person may be vibing, but other person's drifting off. And like, I think that happens natural, right? Like it's like a sway of back and
100%.
forth. But, I think it's super manipulative. I think if you're aware of the other person really likes you, and
you still
are
drag
like,
them along,
okay,
yeah.
like because I don't know, it feels like I got this leash on this person because I know they're not gonna run away, or they're not gonna like.
Yeah, that's so.
It's such a weird, like, why
so shisty, man.
It's so shisty. Shisty's a great word.
I love that word.
I'm gonna start using that.
word. Shisty, man. Shisty. No, look, as a person who has been on both sides of this coin, of like having someone so into me, and I am aware of it. It's not like I was blind to it, because I think that's a whole different other conversation. If you're just like kind of aloof and just don't know what's happening. But me, I knew that this person was really into me, and I took my time in kind of cutting it off instead of being like, look, this is getting way too serious. Like, we need to put a full stop to this, take 20% off the top there, Squirrely Dan, and just call it a day. But on the other end, I've also been the one being dragged along and then just kept in the dark about the other person's feelings and been absolutely crushed by it. So.
Oh, damn. So you're like in between two rocks in the hard place. Oh, that was a dumbass joke. Sorry, we're gonna
Dwayne the boy. I tell you what. But no, man. Like, oh goodness gracious. Kind of what you just said about like, oh, I was kind of cycling through my past relationships, my ex-girlfriends.
Yeah,
dude, I'm kind of thinking about that now, and think about how many people, or a few people, that you consider your ex-girlfriend, but they do not consider you their ex-boyfriend. Because now I'm totally in the thought of like, so, you know, I've mentioned this little period of my life before of like me being in this super dark place and like hurting myself a lot with, you know, just not taking care of myself whatsoever. But the girl who like who just like tore me to pieces, you know, like I don't even think she considers me a boyfriend, but I considered her to be a girlfriend, like,
and
100%.
strongly considered, right?
And strongly considered, yeah. On the other hand, like now I'm thinking like, dang, a girl in my past recently, like I don't consider her a girlfriend or anything. She was just a person that I went out with. But she probably considers me an ex-boyfriend at this point. And I'm like, dang, like that's wild.
Ooh, yeah.
We get so enveloped in these feelings that we just kind of, we put it on there like, oh, if I feel this strongly, then the other person has to feel this strongly.
Okay, because that brings a point to like whenever you do have a situation like that, you project your feelings on them of like how they felt about you, you know, because you feel so strongly, so you're gonna like, for them to break it off, it's like it's gonna be, you think that maybe it feeds into like they think highly, I don't know, like maybe that you're dramatizing the situation, and
yeah,
it thinks it, you know, I don't wow, okay, that was really up there. Let's bring it back down here. I think I'm so sorry.
Man's goofing.
No, just projection of feelings. It was if you feel that strongly about it, and it's the tendency to project the feelings that it's mutual, that feeling is mutual between two people, it's a tendency people tend to do, like have all the time. I've done it myself where in a breakup, I consider this person my girlfriend, we break up, and it's ended really badly, but I'm still over, in my point of view, in my perspective, I'm like, yeah, we're still But I have never had a conversation, or I haven't had a feeling that they wouldn't reciprocate that. So like when you said that it happened, I was like, do I really consider, like, have I projected my feeling through that breakup on them?
Yeah.
And manifested an experience that they had to help me feel better a little bit. I don't know. Maybe that's definitely happens, but
I don't know.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't. No,
Sorry
I think
for like crashing your party, bud. Like
no. I love this. No, this is making me like deep dive right now. Like I'm on a 15-foot high rise, right? Like a high rise. That's not 15 feet high rise. High dive. I mean, holy cow.
Whole Sears Tower gotta make us.
No, but that's serious. Wow. I think, okay, because I have a tendency, I wouldn't say to not give a fuck or forget, but it's a coping mechanism where I try to like distance and just shut down immediately. Like if I'm in confrontation or something, especially something with that drastic. So in breakups, when I had to deal with I like at the end, when this specific relationship I'm talking about, when it ended, it ended sour in the sense of feelings were really hurt, and it meant a lot, I think, on both sides. But I think I was the one that was coming to the point where I can't do this anymore.
Right.
Versus the other person, if that makes sense. Yeah, of course it makes sense. I'm sorry I do that. Like I think like what I think is so drastic. Like, oh my god, this is new words, and like
this
people aren't gonna understand.
Wait,
I'm such an idiot.
You are super smart, okay?
I'm saying smart things.
Say smart things.
Oh, where was I? I'm so sorry. We got to get back.
Oh, you feel like you were the person who
I was
ready
coming to the end.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love you so much, Jordan. Thank you for being so patient with me. This is what friends are for.
Of course.
Our relationship is like people who met on Xbox Online, or like PlayStation Online.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I love it so much. It's more than that, but you know what? It has
the Xbox Live chat homies, boy.
No, it's more than that. It's more than that to me. Wait, your blood is thicker than water, son.
Blood is thicker than water. Yeah. No, I feel that way too. Of like, I'm kind of repeating myself with this story, but a girl in my past who we went out, we were definitely more than friends, but we never made anything official. Like, we had that conversation, but she still projected that relationship onto us. Like, oh, everybody back away. Like, he's mine, blah, 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 blah. Like, this is the person that I'm going out with. And I'm just like, what? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, I'm not, like, I don't know. It's complicated. Anyway, but to a point, I think it's wrong that you drag someone along. No, not even to a point. I think it is bad to drag someone along.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I will say this: there are those situations where you cut something off and they still crawl behind you. Like you have no leash. You have no leash in hand. Like you're just walking freely, and they are just still after you no matter what,
just like
and still projecting
on.
still projecting those feelings onto you. And you're like, okay, how many times do I have to say this, that this last relationship, this last situation was that every few weeks I would just be like, look, this isn't what you think it is. Like, this is just like, I need to not be in a relationship right now. I don't have that capacity for feeling right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't do it. And then they say, oh, yeah, okay, of course, I totally get that. But then still make every effort in the world to tell everyone else that you are what you're not. Mm-hmm. It's kind of weird. And
yeah.
I don't know how many times I've had that conversation with that person. And I don't know when it becomes a bad thing to just be like, look, just get the fuck away from me. You know what I mean? Just like,
Okay, yeah, because
it's just
no.
like, look, obviously I can't be
I'm
nice
sorry.
about this. I have to tell you, just fuck off, like go away, like
Go away, like absolutely. Holy shit! I'm not to cut you off. It's just like when you're dealing with someone who just like doesn't. I don't want to say get it because you've said the words especially and you're like made it very clear. I know you. Like you didn't go, maybe we should bring, like you were very clear about the situation.
Oh, maybe we should stop this.
What was it, this bullshit
I don't know.
beat around the bush thing? So I know it was made clear. So where is the line where you can call it obsession? And it like, because obsession sounds like it's a big word. I think to me it's a big whole, like if you're saying obsessed,
It's got a lot of weight to it.
It's got a lot of weight when you're, because if you're saying it casually in a funny way, like, oh my god, they're so obsessed with me, like I kind of get that, but if you really say like and mean someone is obsessed with you, that crosses there's more than just an action that you have to take of just like, we have to talk, like there's more of, I don't know, like there's, since I don't know, like, so where's the line, because that sounds like it didn't cross. I don't know if she was like following you or anything like that.
No, it wasn't any of that. It was just constant. Just no matter how many times we had the conversation of, so what are we? Look, this is what we are. I'll tell you what we are right now. Like I've got no problem. I'm not trying to hide this. But when that answer just wasn't good enough for them, it had really nothing to do with me at that point. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't anything I can do. I was telling how I felt about the situation.
Mm-hmm.
But no matter what I said, it still translated as, oh yeah, we're going out. Yeah. You're my girl. Yeah, that's what we are.
Oh wow. I've never had I've never had to deal with someone that just like won't let go of the relationship.
It wasn't even letting go of a relationship. It was just letting go of the idea of one.
Of the idea, yeah. No, I get that. No, I'm just like, I'm thinking like off the terms of like, if you were to make it very clear and like they hold on, because a lot of the common thing is for you to get blown up on your phone and like Instagram and won't leave you alone, calling you, and that's it sounds like just turn your phone off, man. Like that's where my mind instantly goes. But it's not that easy. Like I it's not as easy as like turning your computer off to solve this issue online. But I don't like it. I just, when people are just, cause that's a form of harassment, and it's weird to talk about because when that person means a lot to you, because this person in this story, I don't know if it has, that person, you have been dating for years, maybe. I don't, but yeah, no, yours was like kind of like very surface level, like
here we are, yeah.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. Why are you so obsessed with me? Oh, it's been stuck in my head all morning, Jordan. All morning, man. I was singing it all morning. I texted you about it.
I listened to it after you texted to me.
Why are you so obsessed with me? It's catchy. Boy, I wanna know.
Hot girl Mariah, boy.
I don't want to know, and I just want. And it's weird to say this because these feelings have come across. I don't know, as like a weird, like as me, how I deal with it is like in a relationship. This is why you stay tuned into the podcast, because like I'm gonna finish that thought that I had earlier about this, like the feeling of me breaking up with this person. And the end of that, I really thought it was best to keep our distance and not talk, not have communication. I thought it was needed for both of us, and it was mutual. I think we had, I knew that person pretty well. Obviously, we spent a lot of time together, so I knew it was best for what we both would want, and that. But also, there was like a point where I don't know if anyone clicks into this, but like, it could be months, it could be years, it could be whenever, but you'll just like a thought will pop up, or you'll see a memory on Snapchat or something, and you're like, I should text them.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and you do that, but then like the way I've dealt with this in my past is anytime that's happened, a trigger of mine is to be like, whoa, no, like distance, like silence is my message, and you're gonna keep that.
This is my message.
Like it's true.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna keep that. I want that to because like I reaching out, you never know what the other person's feelings are about you. We're talking about projecting that, so you don't know how they've changed, you don't know how they've matured, because my view on the relationship of my past relationships, I look at that person like they were that person in 20, like back in like early 2018, 2019,
Right.
whoever that the person that they were then, I don't hold that very like I don't hold that to very much weight when I am thinking about them today, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get that.
And that's and even if it ended badly, because I've thought about it, I've had time to process it, and then I've like you and maybe it's and I have come to terms. It's like we were talking about, it's so blatantly obvious to other people, and so, but like one of the relationship I'm thinking of is maybe like the more I thought about it, I was the one that was really dissatisfied with the feelings all about this, and I was making it a priority for it to work, while the other person was saying this has to work for me, and it felt that way. And I'm not saying that sounds like really one-sided. I want to like there were like mutual efforts on both sides, like I'm not but that was the general nature of it. And I think but like with that, like maybe I'm getting off, but I keep my distance, and I haven't reached out, and I haven't talked. And then the first time I've reached like closure with this person was like several moments later, after we had this breaking up, and it was initiated on the other person's part, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. I don't want to say I think the conversation went well. I don't think I thought it was very mature, and like I felt like a reconciliation was made. And
well, don't project your feelings onto them.
Exactly. Like that's the thing, is like, what do I take from that? Because on this side of it's I'm watching I'm watching The Circle right now. Do you know what The Circle is?
No.
It's a show on Netflix where everyone is like online, and they're talking to each other, hanging out, but some of them are catfish, and like they just have to, like, it's a popularity contest basically.
Okay.
But it's like the situation where all you know is people online and the way you talk over online. So how much is that, you have to like think about. Sorry, I know this is so dumb. I'm making so many revelations, but I think you'll know this one is the one with Key and Peele, where oh no, it's a Key and Peele skit. Holy shit! Why am I blanking right now? That's giving me anxiety.
My bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
R.I.P. Alex Trebek.
Oh my gosh! Don't make me cry right now.
Don't make me cry, right?
That's a different episode.
Our mental well-being in jeopardy. What's up?
Oh man! Oh, I definitely have just blanked. Anyway, it's where
Totally fine.
You're just I don't. It's like you faking and basing this perception on. I don't want to project my feelings on that person, but knowing that person like the way I did, maybe I can kind of like maybe read context clues and like get it.
You
but
can piece things together, yeah.
But yeah, man. Sorry, I'm just like I'm thinking of obsession now. I don't think I've ever had a stalker or like someone that never left me alone. That's not true.
God, here we
Holy
go.
shit! No, I'm sorry. I've been talking a lot, Jordan. I want to ask more
Totally
questions.
fine. No, keep going. I love these just like big gaps of air, just from.
Sorry. I'm just excited today, man. I had a good day.
Hell yeah.
Oh man. Okay. This is the thing. I gasp and then I like want to say it and then I don't, and then it goes away.
Yeah. It's fucking great.
Have you ever met someone so beautiful that you instantly don't trust them?
Yes. Yeah. It takes a while for me to come around. Cause I'm like, what are they hiding, huh? What game are they playing right now? Person's beautiful and sweet. That ain't right.
That ain't right. If these were adult. Sorry, I really wanted to ask that question on the podcast. So
Oh, you're totally fine. You're totally fine. Oh my gosh. But okay, so on obsession, okay. Do you think that we just get so enthralled by the idea of like, this person can be my forever person, and the thought of that makes you not want to let them go? Mm-hmm. It's like it's not even love at first. It's like lust at first sight. It's infatuation at first sight, where,
oh my god, yes,
where it's like they're so good at this as soon as you meet them that you put them on such a high, at such a high bar, that you block yourself from being able to see anything they do wrong because you don't want to think less of them, and you're obsessed with the thought of who they could be. Because that's what I think people do when they get obsessive in relationships.
Yes.
Not so much just like, yeah, there is like the clingy, like no, you can't go hang out with your friends. You have to hang out with me. Like, all of your free time has to be with me. Like, you can't have another life because you might do something without me. And there's that sort of obsessive, and there's the obsessiveness over how, like, just your initial judgment on a person of how great they could be for you, and you kind of blind yourself to that of who they actually are, and then you end up getting hurt way more in the long run.
Absolutely. And I felt like I've lived on both sides of that goddamn coin, man. I felt like in one relationship, this person wanted to be wanted me to be this image that they had in their head, and I was held to a standard that I couldn't meet, and when I didn't meet that standard, I felt guilty and shitty. Yep. Then, on the other hand, I waited for someone because the image that I built was amazing, and when I first met them, I was a little infatuated and like a little like airheaded about it, and then waited and maybe started. I didn't want to see the things that was going on as clear as I wanted to, and then it led to a heartbreak on my end that is now probably more traumatic for me than it was that other person. And
100%.
Holy fuck!
You totally just get that.
Rocked my world right now. Like you just not. And when I say theorize, I'm not saying like you just put it to theory or anything, but you just like put the words that I have always wanted to consolidate to describe those things in a relationship, and that's all. I want a golf clap. I just want to give you a hug right now.
Thank you, man. I got a good vocabulary.
You just say smart things. I swear to God. Say
smart things. I've definitely been on that boat too, where like, so this is so stupid. So
no, go for it.
So it's like the summer of, let's say, 2015, I think.
Ooh.
Okay.
Damn. Doesn't that feel weird? It's 6 years ago.
Yeah, right. Oh my God. I lived in this neighborhood, and at the front of the neighborhood there was a sandwich shop, and there was a girl who worked at the sandwich shop, and me and my roommates would go in and be like, "Oh my God, that girl is so, like, she's so beautiful, she's so hot, like I want to talk to her so freaking badly," and we gave her the nickname HSG, which stood for Hot Sandwich Girl.
HSG, what's up?
HSG, how we doing? Anyway, so, and I think I've told this story before, where I had a fantastic day at work. I felt like over the moon. I felt like I could do anything. So I went and talked to her, and, I set up a date with her. And, oh my God, it was so great. It was so great. Like, I built up this image of her and I together for, like, yeah, it's gross, but forever. And, like... See that? Hear the sirens in the background? It's coming to take me away because I was that freaking dumb.
Put him in a coffin.
Put him in a coffin. But, and then, like, I was so obsessive over, like, oh my God, like, I want to keep this person around. I have to do everything to make them want to stay. So I would just in true, oh, this is so bad. I had a lot of self-growth after this relationship of like I have to spend every waking moment of my time with them to prove to them that I'm as good as I think they are. And that just put out any flame that there was on her end. And she ended up just being like, hey, yeah, sorry, but this is over. This is done. Or she sent her friend to tell me that anyway. Like, it's like, yeah, they don't want to do this anymore. They don't really want to see you anymore. I was like, oh, well, now I was heartbroken because I think we went out for maybe a month and a half, 2 months, not even long. Like, never even knew her middle name, but I had this giant, I put her on such a pedestal, and the thoughts of what she could be for me, I worshipped almost. And to my downfall, like, I got my heart broken, and, I felt like absolute garbage after that.
Yeah.
And that gave me that hard lesson of just, hey, dude, take it slow. Like,
yeah,
feel things
absolutely.
out first.
Feels like you need to pump the brakes, but I will say more times than not, I'm glad you chased the feeling. Because it's better to love than lost and never to love at all, in my opinion.
Honestly,
I know that's like super cliche, but like so okay, this is the complications that I have, is that like I get the thing about being overbearing on somebody, like I think that situation set you up to every time you hung out you felt like I'm speaking for you, so if I'm wrong, please, like, I love the banter. That you felt like you had to like be the best person, or like the best you that you had to be, and every time you hung out, maybe, and like that led her to believe that maybe, like, why are you trying so hard? I thought we were just hanging out. Like, maybe 100%. It like the signals were clear on her end that what you were doing, and it's like, wow, that's it comes off as overbearing and you're trying too hard. But when it's really rooted in anxiety and like really rooted in this thing where you just want to be accepted and think that this person is to the image that you believe that they are, and I think I'm just like dissecting that. That crosses boundaries of friends and family, and I think that's not just in romantic relationships in any means. I think that I've done that. I think I've done that with my family for a while. Like, just like every time I was around them, like especially when I was in school and I was home for holidays or something, like playing up how good school was, or like, just being the best. Like, I'm chipper and like I'm fucking depressed, like, I'm chipper for
so
4
happy,
days.
sad,
while I'm here for holidays and I'm going back, and not that I don't, I get that perception of things, and but I get the overbearing part is that you were trying and you wanted it to work, and I think where the intentions were all right. Maybe it was like, go about it a different way, but I hate the game of like, oh, he's over trying, he's too nice, he's too much. I get like he's bothering me, he's like way too much overbearing. I get like I think in my head there's a fine line, not a fine line, but there's a harsh line to that. I can, borderline annoyance and harassment versus like casual saying, hey, what's up? What are you doing on Wednesday?
Yeah,
like,
for real. No, you're totally right. And after thinking about that, and I've thought about that a lot, of just like, golly, I wish I would have done this, or I wish I would have done that. And more recently, I've come to terms with like, you know what? Actually, I am super happy that I made all these dumbass mistakes with people, because it taught me, like, there was no better way to learn than to fail at it and see what you did wrong. And now I just feel like I'm more equipped and more able to handle a relationship, because now I'm not as obsessive about it anymore, and I don't put them at this ungodly regard of a place that they can't meet.
Yep.
And so it keeps it real. It keeps it like for real. Like it takes thing by thing, day to day. How, like, Allison, I love Allison. I don't hold Allison to this unmatched pedestal like I put other people at. And that makes me love her so much more because then I get to see her as she is, not just as this imaginary thing that I have built up in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And so
It's not Foster's Home, baby. Like,
it's not Foster's.
that was my favorite show growing up.
Oh, I love that show. It's a good one. But it's like it also makes it so much easier to actually feel where you currently are in your own head, in your own heart. God, that sounds fucking gross. But to actually know where you are mentally and feelings wise, of like, okay, like it gives you that clear head of not having to amount to everything and then pushing them away. Or and then on the other side of that, to actually be real and to actually tell the other person how you're feeling. And if you're not, feeling it on the same way that they are, you can save a lot of heartbreak just by being like, look, this isn't what I'm going for. Let's cut it off now, instead of just, come on now, like just keeping them in the back. Oh my gosh. Like as much as I wish that I was kept off the back burner, I'm kind of thankful for it now. I really am. Just because it makes, I don't know, it makes it more real for me now,
Absolutely. I think it feels like these situations that I feel so comfortable and have such a strong opinion on, it's because I've made peace with it, like to the terms where I do feel confident. I think I the way I talk, and if you're listening and if you're getting to know us, I'm really appreciative of that, because the way I communicate is, if I have a strong opinion on something, or if I'm really going gung-ho on something, it's because I've made peace with an argument that I've had, or a problem in my head that I've been dealing with, and I made peace, and now I'm really going to vocalize that opinion of what I found out. And right. I think and then when I'm spiraling, when I'm going in circles, it's this constant ambiguity of just like all this information, I don't know how to digest it. I think I have a basis for it, but I'm not educated, or I'm not well read enough in the sense of just my own personal exploration of it. And right. So with that, I think when in a relationship specifically it sounds like you and Allison hold it. It's not bad to have standards and like standards for a person that you want to, like, I want that person to be polite. I want that person to treat people well. I want that person to be like well groomed. I want that person, I think like there's a standard in which that doesn't become shallow, but it's like, if you respect yourself,
we all have our personal wants.
Yeah, it's like the way you respect yourself, you want someone to respect themselves in that certain way. So maybe you hold the people to that standard, which is cool. I don't think that's wrong, but I think when you're projecting what someone could be and you're imagining what they could be in your life, you're holding it, and then their path is already set in your eyes. Like they already have a way that they're going, which narrows. Their road is like a centimeter wide, when their opportunities on who they're actually going to become is,
you're not wrong,
vast. And so the argument, the argument I have with that is real relationships and people, and I mean family, I mean friends, I mean girlfriends and boyfriends and everything in whatever, anybody you have a relationship with, is, if you are a real one, is setting goals for yourselves, helping each other strive to those goals, and then when they're not met and when they're not held, you don't talk about them in a form of disappointment. You talk about, we set these goals together, why didn't we meet them? Or like, then it's a real question. And this is a really analytical way to think about it in your mind, but this is the way I think real relationships work, is that it's not you have to meet the goals that I've already set for you, because I want goals to be mutually made between two people, which leaves room to grow and change and like actually form a path that hasn't been made yet. And it's like, you can set standards along the way. Like I can say, when I'm, this is I don't want to make labels to them, but I want to say, like, in some certain point, I want to be financially stable to have a kid. I think that's a good goal to have. I don't care how I get there. I don't care. And when I say I don't care, I have a path in my head that I projected it. But if I skew from that path a little bit and learn something else about myself, but get to the same goal, that's where the room for growth. But if I skew off and that's not meeting to your standard, and now I'm like someone that you're like, oh, like, you know, it's heartbroken for you
I don't
because
even
now
know
I'm
who you are.
I know I don't even know who you are, and you're like, well, I don't even know who I am. I'm like, this is a new part I'm exploring too. Like,
we're figuring it out. Yeah,
we're figuring it out together, and then the recognition of that on both sides of being like, Jordan is this, like, you are who you are right now, and I know you to the extent of that. And we're gonna have goals and we're gonna strive and grow together, but I'm not. There's no standard in which way that's gonna happen. I think it's just if you want to grow as a person, you set standards and goals for yourself that maybe are unreachable because you got to have some unrealistic moron goals, right? You got to have like stuff to strive for and like always keep on striving and being like, I'm a dreamer. So I love that shit. But I think it's when someone recognizes that you have goals but don't hold you to the standard in which that in that person's reality and their perception of like you is the way you have to do it, because you're not going to do it the way they want you to do it or something like that. Like I think I struggle with I'm sorry, I know I'm ranting a lot, but with the relationship stuff that we had earlier, we were talking about like just like trying to be this best person all the time around this person and like control, like it's maybe a controlling of perception a little bit. But I just oh man, blanking now, but that just leads me to a path that I couldn't. Sorry, that was a long rant, I know, but
no, it's all good. It's all good. I think it leads us to a path where we're not allowing ourselves to fall short and actually be who we really are. We're trying to fool ourselves into being not only the perception that you hold me to, but the perception who I think you want me to be. And when I fail at that, then it's just a heartbreak all around, or it's disappointment all around. You know what I mean?
Yes, and I don't think it should be disappointment. And I mean, to a degree, like let's say you guys make a goal and you some ways skew off of that, you got to be held accountable. I think it's great to be held accountable for your fuck ups and your failures. I think they should be recognized. I know it's hard to deal with those, and it's like hard to accept failure sometimes, but that's the way. Accept the failure, and learn from that oh my god, I am so scared. I'm feeling so passionate right now for no reason. My heart's on fire, and it's just like because this topic alone just rings, you know, when you have so much personal experience with a feeling. And I want to articulate this. Sometimes I get so fired up about because I felt that, I feel that, and I'm going to feel that same feeling, but I just do not have the words to articulate those thoughts right now. I haven't dealt with it enough, but I know it's there. I know it's in front of me. I know what I'm dealing with, but I can't describe it. And because there's past experiences where I can talk about it now, but it's happening now but maybe not to the extent that I know it's happening. So I don't know. I do want to talk. I was going to talk about, we've been talking a lot about the like obsession and stuff, but I really wanted to talk about like the disgust. Here's a thought. So okay,
unfortunately I think we're about out of time.
Oh, that's totally fine, baby.
What we're doing. So what we could do is we could talk about the disgust and the bad shit next week. I think this would be a good halfway point.
Oh,
because this really is a big conversation. And I don't want. I don't want to hold this short, and I don't want to just like, all right, we're getting in the heat of it, so goodbye. No, I don't want to do that. I do want to talk about this more, and I want to really explore it. So, honestly, yeah, I think this is a
great place to stop. Yeah, absolutely.
Little cliffhanger, you know.
Little cliffhanger. No, that's amazing. Great. I almost called you Graham. Jordan, I'm literally doing the thing where my mom has done my whole life, where she'll call all my siblings names before she gets to the like my name when she's calling me. I'll do that with all my closest friends. I'm just like, Graham, Bill, fuck, bed, get over here. Like everybody in my head is just.
I do the same thing, man. I do the same thing. Oh Lord, but well, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in once again.
Thank you.
As you can tell, we're a little scatterbrained this week. Whew. But I think we're getting into some good stuff, and I can't wait to talk about this further. just to give us a little bit more time to actually dive deep on these aspects of the conversation. But you can follow us on Instagram at Almost Cool Pod. Almost did it again. Almost Cool Pod. You can follow Martin at creation _ of Martin. You can follow me, Jordan Hooter _ follow the YouTube channel, Almost Cool Podcast.
Whoop, whoop.
Let's
Brand
get that
new.
bumping. Let's get that bumping.
Please.
If you're listening to this on the audio version, hey, just go over there, leave a like, subscribe, help us out, pump us up in that algorithm. I would love if everyone could leave a rate. I'm asking so much of everyone. If you could leave a rating on Apple Podcasts, because that honestly, like, it's been helping a lot. Like we've been getting such a bump recently, and it's because of y'all actually showing support, and that's fantastic, and we're so grateful.
Absolutely. Can't explain
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. But thank you all so much. Can't wait to get back in the chair and talk this out some more. But we'll see y'all next week. Goodbye.
All right. Love you, buddy. Bye.